Hi guys, a new week. Let's go through my watch list and let's see what kind of opportunities we can see for this coming week. Let's start with Adidas. Adidas was on my watch list a couple of weeks and I made some money in it as well. For now, I don't know what is going on. Maybe some people in the market know something about the earnings that we will see next month that we do not know yet, but why this huge correction has set in last week, I don't know. But to me, Adidas is no longer a trade. It's too close near, let me pull that up, near this support zone. Also, when we go to the previous extreme, when we put in a Fibonacci, we can see that we are also moving into a 0.5 retracement. I don't like this, so forget Adidas. It's no more trade for the coming weeks. Let's move on. We see we had Volkswagen on there as well. Same thing here. Don't know what's going on with Volkswagen, but for some reason it is it's broken out of a long-term range. Now it's coming back over here. Actually, this low is already broken, so we are seeing that low over here. Price is holding on this previous resistance. Let me switch to the daily so you guys can see that the resistance was there in the past. There's a long time consolidation area around here. Price finally broke in the beginning of this year, or maybe the end of next year, beginning of this year. So we see a move up to the 57 area, and now we see the price actually bounced on this level, but we have to see in the coming days what will happen here, and maybe we get another range in this one. For now, I'm not liking this at all, so forget about it. I don't see an open trade in it this week. Then we have Alibaba, of course, still in play, still something going on the way we thought it would in our expectations last week. For some reason it's taking quite some time for Alibaba to actually move away from this area and start making new highs, but you know, it's still in play, so let it work out, and we'll see if we can make a profit out of that one. Nvidia, same thing. It needs to break this area to really get moving in a new direction. For now, the play we were looking for is actually still happening. So Alibaba and Nvidia are two things I'm in right now, but they need to start running. Then let's stay into the stocks for a while. Shopify, of course, great breakout of this previous consolidation, previous range trade. It's been moving up quite nicely. I'm expecting a pullback. I'm still expecting a pullback. This is not really, it's not moving fast. There's not a lot of momentum here. We are making highs. This is interesting. We're making highs, but the RSI is showing us a different story. So it looks like price is starting to lose momentum to the upside, so that correction can still be in play, but it took a little longer. So let's see what happens if this pattern really continues. So we see a sell-off and some nice opportunity to re-enter this trade. Would be great to enter this one below 50. What else do we got? Of course, Facebook had a huge move, so with a move like this I'm not really that happy to get in. Also, an important area to watch is this one, of course. Price penetrated the previous resistance but got rejected pretty strongly, so maybe it's gearing up for some new momentum, and then we can see a break. So for those of you who want to take on a little bit of risk, this is a possibility to re-enter. Of course, keep in mind that the previous low is just below, so it's not my trade, not yet, but for those of you who are looking for a nice risk reward, I think this is a nice setup. Netflix, we added that one last week. nice move. It's consolidating for now between the 143 area and the 137 area. It's below the 40 right now, so I would like to see some more downside movement to enter this one, but I think this is the same setup as we saw in Facebook. If you are willing to take some risk, you have a little bit trigger fingers, of course keep the previous low in mind. That should be a stop. Maybe you can make some money on the upside already. IBM, I don't know if I have discussed this one with you. I will do an extended analysis of IBM this coming week. Same goes for here. Also the risk reward. The tech stocks are interesting. This is also a nice risk reward in IBM. But let's see what happens here in next couple of days. Something else that's actually happening right now, which is pretty interesting, is the dollar index. Unfortunately, we cannot view that one on the 4-hour chart in TradingView, but something is happening here, because on 4-hour I saw today that the price of 100 got broken, so there is some upside move finally in the euro dollar. Forget this chart, the daily is not showing us any interesting stuff, so let's move on to the US Swiss franc, a pair that I will actually be trading. So this is the Swiss franc US dollar. As you can see, we are seeing some divergence here, because we had a low, we had a second low, and now we see a little divergence, not that convincing. We also see a break of the moving average, retest that seems to hold, but now our next obstacle is around that. Maybe I can point it out with our next obstacle is this trend line where price needs to break through. Once it does, we get a couple of things. We get the break of this previous high, and we get a break of the trend line. I would like to see a retest of both, and then I think we are probably seeing a little shift in momentum here. So the downside, the correction is almost over, and maybe we are witnessing a reversal right here, right now. So let's see in the next couple of days what will happen on the US dollar, and especially the US dollar, Swiss franc, for example, or Singapore dollar. So not that much of a convincing opportunity altogether this week. Let's go through it in review. We got the Adidas trade, which shows us some things we do not want to see. We are trading below the moving average. We broke the trend line. We don't see any divergence on the, well, a little bit of divergence, but it's just one day, so that's not really what we're looking for. I'm not liking this trade. Not taking it, so keep it on your watch list if you want to, but not for this week. Volkswagen, same thing, moved into the previous resistance. Maybe it will act as support right now. We have to see what happens in the next couple of days, but for now this one is also showing signs of a downward momentum. Alibaba needs to start moving to the upside right now. This is taking a little bit too long in my opinion, but looking at this setup, we are seeing a nice point to enter and trade back up. Last week I entered on Alibaba with some positions. Then of course we got Nvidia, which is already running nicely. This would be nice to see a break and a continuation this week. And then Shopify was nothing to trade right now. We were seeing some divergence actually on the upside, so maybe we can see a possible reversal here and we can re-enter. Let's move this one a little bit closer. That's it. Okay, so what do we have? Facebook, we didn't see anything. Netflix, same thing, moved up nicely. Now we are in a little bit of an area where nobody really knows where it's going, but I think the most interesting is that finally we can see some movement or something in the dollar related pairs. Oh, on the dollar index we didn't see really see what we wanted to see. And on the US dollar Swiss franc, there are showing some side moves. We have to watch this area to determine if we are going to take this trade. So that's it for this week, guys. I will be maybe I'll start looking for some opportunities outside of this watch list. But sometimes you know the saying, trading is waiting. So for now we have to wait for some nice entry signals to get in. But for now, this is it. So follow me on the this next week. I hope you enjoyed the video I uploaded yesterday about the followers' questions. Always nice to interact with you guys. Last week I shared the indicator training plan videos, and I got a lot of questions about how can I trade Fibonacci, or how can I trade the RSI, and that's a great question actually, because that way I can explain you guys. You can use Fibonacci, you can use RSI. They are all tools to give you some extra information, but you cannot just trade the RSI. So that's very important. If you guys ask me those questions, I can go in on more detail to explain how those tools can help you. But it's also very important that you guys don't start looking at a RSI just like that and start trading on it, because that's not the way we are making money in this market. So please send me your feedback, send me your questions. I'm happy to help, and I hope you enjoy next week's trading plan, where we actually discuss where to enter, where to exit, where to place your stop loss, how to look at the market in a way of actually executing orders, managing your orders, and well, I think we finally reached the chapter of actually opening and closing positions and managing your portfolio. So I think it will be a nice week. See you guys next week for the review, and maybe I'll put up some new opportunities in the coming week, even before the weekend. Bye.